And thank you for inviting me here to talk about the WNT task on non-electric applications for nuclear heat. And so the contents of my presentation are as follows. First, I'll talk briefly about what is WNT, and then more about the task itself that we are planning to do, about the objectives and the focus that we've selected there. Then some words about the outputs that we are expecting from the task, and lastly the work process and schedule for the task. And as I said, this is that we are still planning on this. We haven't yet decided to take on this, but I still think that it's valuable to share it already now, because the planning is already so far. What is WNT? That's a working group on new technologies, and that is a group of regulators working under the Committee of Nuclear Regulatory Activities, CNRA, in Nuclear Energy OECD, Nuclear Energy Agency. And WNT mandate includes regulatory issues of new builds of SMRs, Gen 4 reactors, and also large light water reactors. And also the mandate it also includes the innovative technologies to support operating plants. And what the working group provides is a forum for regulators and the respective TSOs to exchange information and experiences, and also support developing of common understanding and hopefully explore opportunities for harmonization. The chair for the working group is Teresa Calatrava from ONR UK, and vice chair is yours truly. So what's the task on non-electric applications? So here's some slides about the plan that we have for this task. So the objective of this task is to enable information exchange on non-electric applications of nuclear heat. We see this as a important thing, because it's like many regulators don't have experience on non-electric applications, so we think that it's valuable to exchange information with the industry. And the idea is to enable some kind of a regulatory discussion first on the issues that arise, enhance regulatory knowledge, and then explore proposals with the industry. And when I say industry, I think like nuclear industry in the field in general, not necessarily limited to some vendor or something like that. But yeah, we've focused the applications to three: district heating, industrial process heating, and hydrogen production, because well, we felt that we can't explore all the non-electric applications, and on the other hand, we thought we see that these might be the most these have generated the most interest at this point. I'm going to cover those applications in a moment in more detail. Also, the objective is to identify some possible regulatory barriers and other important issues. However, I'd like to here highlight that it's not going to be a regulatory review or not an approval or something like that, but it would be more like general regulatory guidance for the participants of the task. So we have selected three applications to focus on. First one is the generation of district heating or low temperature process heat. So that would probably mean, well, a low temperature by definition, and most likely low pressure. It could include having an NPP near a population center, and we've also decided not to include cogeneration in order to focus more in more general, because like cogeneration is kind of close to all the electric applications. Then the second application is generation of high temperature process heat. we've defined that as over 500 Celsius. That would probably be near an industrial site and might include, or most likely would include some kind of a non-light water technology. And yeah, that's the second case. And then the third case is about hydrogen production. That's more like we haven't yet that there needs some work there still. I mean, for the hydrogen production case, there probably would be some unique hydrogen hazards and maybe some issues arising from the technology of how do you produce the hydrogen. But this clearly needs some more elaboration still. But yeah, the output of this task would be a summary report of the workshops. So we are planning to have some workshops, and this summary report would describe key common areas that we considered and some obstacles or showstoppers that we found during the workshops, and maybe some possible avenues for harmonization between the WCNT member countries. And the idea is for the report to help member countries of WCNT to address the licensing and regulatory considerations of non-electric applications. Hopefully we'll have the workshop proceedings already published earlier than the summary report. Now about the work process itself. First, we have to finalize this task plan and agree and approve that task first in WCNT and then in CNRA. That's probably by the end of this year. And then to create a task group of selected WCNT participants, probably early next year. And then invite nuclear industry representatives to propose those case studies, or let's say propose problem statements, and then develop those to case studies and examples. We will be selecting the what kind of cases we are planning on, and that would also happen, I don't know, maybe early next year or well, anyway, next year, and then have 3 workshops to discuss and explore these cases. And as I said, when I said nuclear industry, I mean the nuclear field in general, not necessarily limited, say, vendors. Here's more details about the schedule itself. This is obviously a draft still. I'm not going to go through this. We can go, if you have some questions about that, then we can go through that. But yeah, I think that's my last slide, and just wanted to highlight still that, as I said, this is still in planning, so there is still a possibility to, let's say, if you think that this plan is missing something or that would benefit from adding something, I'm welcome to hearing all the comments for this one, or any questions if you have. Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. And do we have any questions, comments, thoughts on the presentation you have just heard? Yes, please.
From meetings. You mentioned harmonization of regulation. Working also in the new project Harmonize, we looked for harmonization of regulation and found that it's very important, or it might be a barrier with regulation in different countries is different, or requirements are different. Because in the past, mass production, so similar power plants should be possible to build in different countries. Have you already complete plan for working with harmonization of regulations?
Okay, so the question was about what would be the plan. Do we have any plans for concrete plans for harmonization? I have to say no, unfortunately. In this work, we would identify, as I said, avenues for harmonization. So creating harmonization is not, unfortunately, in the mandate for our working group. So I don't think that we would be able to come up with, well, maybe during the work itself, we might come up with some concrete examples of, okay, this would need to be harmonized in order for this or that to happen. But at this stage, the plans aren't very concrete, unfortunately. Any other questions?
Ville Tulkki. You were describing the industry dialogue and industry involvement. So do you have any plans for potentially involving nuclear research community?
Yeah, we'll ask about how do we plan to engage with the industry and the nuclear field in general. Yeah, as I said, I think when I said industry, I mean the nuclear field in more general. We haven't yet decided on how do we want to engage the nuclear field. We are planning to invite industry representatives. We've already identified some, and now hearing that you have, hearing more about this SANE program itself, I think that there would be a very good opportunity for cooperation here.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have kind of a follow-up question to Isma's question, because you know that the SMR vendors, they have this nice picture of factory-built modules that are shipped to different countries. Do you think that's realistic to assume that sometime in the future this would be possible, that you would have standard modules that would be licensed in different countries as it is, with no modifications?
Yeah, that's a very easy question. Thank you. Well, I don't think I have anything to add on that. I mean, that's so huge of a question. Well, saying that if it's at any point possible, well, yeah, sure, maybe. Let's say a hard maybe.
How many countries do you have in the
WGNT? I think we have around 15 countries. So
That's pretty good.
yeah. So yeah. Any questions online?
I think online there was a request to basically tell a bit more about the 500 degrees C case, but I don't know if you have what is the physical I mean, the question was physical bearer of the heat, but I guess that is more details about the postulated case.
Well, yeah, I think that 500 C was like okay. Here it was based on some industry plans on like saying that, I think it was from some possibilities to use nuclear heat in non-electric applications, and then 500 C felt like a good kind of a limit there. We might still adapt that. If somebody were to say that, okay, we have 450 Celsius, so maybe we would be okay with that too. Yeah. All right.
Thank you. And final question from web. There is going to Finland. If you have identified from Finnish legislations any points that might hinder non-electric applications.
Well, maybe I can't elaborate any specific, but I think that during the ongoing renewal of regulations that we have already ongoing, we have tried to challenge ourselves, our thinking that because many our regulations are that there might be some requirements that they have a hidden assumption of a large light water reactor, and finding those, that's not an easy task, because demand you to think in somewhat of a new way. I think that we've already identified some of those, and we are going to hopefully rewrite them in a better way. But that's, as I said, that's hard.
And you already changed the EP.
Yeah, the EP set, that's already changed. Yeah. Yes. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.